like when you hear them talk about the 4 or 5 pillars of health, nutrition is number one, like, or it's one of them. It's a big one. So it's one of the, whatever we intake into our body, which includes water too. So we have to be mindful of that. You know, we may not be, like I said, living in a bubble. We may not be perfect 100% of the time with what we eat, but if we can avoid certain things and reduce inflammation and, you know, just really take care of ourselves, like this is our one body that we have. So, and also, you know, that mental part, the emotional part too, has a big play in it. Because if someone does resign themselves to the thinking of, well, we're all going to die, we're all going to get cancer, we're all going to, that's not good thinking, you know, that could actually cause some of those things to happen. So that's a big part of it too. But yes, definitely nutrition, water, the quality of water that we drink. And if we know there's a way to get glyphosate out, because we, even with the clean Berkey water, we're still exposed to it from other places, then we want to also take it out.
Absolutely. Can you talk a little bit more about these deceptive practices, like things that when you talk to people, because you have a very big organization in your business, and you deal, I've met with a few of these people, a handful of these people, very empowered individuals who have control over their health. They're stepping into control if they haven't had it for years. Like when you sit there and talk with them, and your experience as a consumer and your business experience, how people maybe should recognize authenticity, how they should take better control of the marketing that they're accepting in terms of things that they're consuming, maybe?
So kind of like what I mentioned before about the greenwashing, that's a big thing. And even, you know, when October comes around and it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month and you see the pink ribbon, that's called, there's a lot of pinkwashing as well, where you'll see like that pink ribbon on products that have horrible chemicals in them that are known to be carcinogens, but they're promoting breast cancer awareness on products that potentially could cause it, you know, or exacerbate it. So I think integrity is a big thing. Like it all has to do with integrity over money. And when you see pinkwashing and greenwashing, you've got to really do your due diligence. You've got to really research. And marketing, man, it's so powerful. Like there's a bar right now that's out, and I won't say the name, but just the name of it and the packaging gives you the impression that it's almost like so good for you. It's almost medicinal. And the packaging is so simple, and it's like only 5 ingredients. These 5, well, none of it's organic. The ingredients that are in there are known to have like cancer causing agents sprayed on them, but somebody could easily think like, oh, let me grab that on the go, and that looks healthy, but can you really trust them? Because marketing is designed to evoke emotions and evoke an action for you to buy it. And it's all psychology, you know, I mean, there are people that get paid big bucks to do that. So you have to look at the owners of the company, the integrity, the culture of the company. And I know like with the company that I'm involved with, the owners won't compromise. They won't compromise on the ingredients. They actually use a machine to make tablets that's from World War II because it doesn't create any heat. So it doesn't compromise the integrity of whether it's the chlorella, the spirulina, whatever. And it doesn't require any of those flowing agents to make the tablets. So when you look at other ingredients, for example, like on supplements, and you'll see magnesium stearate, stearic acid, microcrystalline cellulose, the first 2 are flowing agents or cheap flowing agents to get the product through the machine. We don't need them. There's a well-known doctor who's actually said these are immune suppressors. Like over a period of time, there's a cumulative effect, negative effect it can have on us. So you want to look at stuff like that and look at companies that are really particular. And, you know, obviously they're in business. If it's a company, they're in business. It's not a charity or a nonprofit. It's a business that needs to make a profit. That's why, you know, they are a business structured the way they are. But there are businesses that will not compromise for the sake of squeezing out more profit. So they still have high integrity, and they want to make sure they deliver the best possible products without all this you know, fancy marketing or whatever you want to call it, the greenwashing, you know, where it's making it look like something that it's not. So for example, if you look at the products that I represent, if you look at the shake, for example, the green shake, every single ingredient is certified organic. And a friend of mine always says this, and I love it. She says, you know how like when you look at products, the worst ingredients, sometimes they'll be down at the bottom because they're lower amounts like maltodextrin or something like that. The last ingredient on ours is chia seeds. So, you know, when you see that, it's really good. So I didn't want to really get off on a tangent of that, but you know, I'm really passionate about it because I have learned to recognize the marketing versus what's real. And thanks to a lot of really good friends I have that are doctors or people just really knowledgeable in holistic health, you know, you learn kind of from everybody, and everybody can be your mentor. People that know more than me, and I've been able to help people too now that I know more. So you really learn to do your due diligence and read, not just read like the grams, the nutrition facts, grams of sugar, grams of protein, grams of carbs, reading the actual ingredients. If you can't pronounce them, if there's like a gazillion of them, you know, they always say, stay at the perimeter of the store. Don't buy boxed, packaged, processed foods. Stay at the perimeter, get fresh fruits and veggies, minimally processed foods.
Phenomenal. Thank you so much for sharing that. You're a wealth of information. Holy cow. I feel like you can give us a class. Well, thank you. I feel like you can give us a class and point people towards learning, well, where do I even understand about maltodextrin? Where can I understand about these ingredients and what potential impact they have on my body and my brain, right? I mean, that's probably one of the most important things, right? Things across that blood-brain barrier. So Sonia, what specifically about glyphosate should we be concerned about, or should people begin researching?
So keeping in mind that it's in 75% of food now, and it's getting in the water, it's in the environment. So exposure is almost, I would say, pretty much inevitable. It's very hard to avoid the exposure to it. Why is it bad? Well, it's bad. First of all, it was patented as an antibiotic. So we know what happens if we take an antibiotic over a course of time. What it kills the gut, the good gut bacteria, the microbiome of the gut. So glyphosate acts in the same way. So if we're eating it and drinking it every day, then it's having that effect of taking an antibiotic every day in our gut microbiome. And that's where everything starts. I believe it's 80 or 85% of serotonin is created in the gut. A lot of people think it's made in the brain because it's like the feel-good, happy hormone. It's actually made in the gut. 90% of our immune system starts in the gut. And that's why it's so important to have a healthy gut microbiome and have that gut flora balanced with not just the bad, but the good bacteria needs to be in there. And what it does is it kills it. And it also kills the villi, which are like the little hair-like structures in the intestines that help us get nutrients into the bloodstream. So if those are dead and just like laying down, we're not even absorbing nutrients. And the other thing is there's a direct connection between the gut and the brain via the vagus nerve. So a lot of people, they talk about like they can't focus, they have brain fog, things like that. And when we actually can use something to chelate the glyphosate out, then these people are reporting like a big difference. They're also not bloated anymore like they were. The brain fog has cleared up. So amazing things can happen when we take good care of our gut microbiome. And getting glyphosate out is imperative. We have to do it.
Sonia, thank you so much for taking the time to share your knowledge of glyphosate and also the fact that you're a Berkey user. We appreciate you. For folks that want to connect with you directly on Instagram, your Instagram is at Sonia_Magruder. That's at SONIA_, that's that underline, MAGRUDER, right?
Correct.
Thanks for taking the time to interview with us today.
Thanks, David. It's an honor to be here with you.